Oh, have any other prayers? Do you usually? I'm very happy to be here tonight, and you have requested to give a teaching on Bardo and Kusum Lamje. What is Kusum Lamje? Kusum Lamje. Well, I haven't done translation for a long time, so I'll try my best, and if I don't, then I need to ask Anila to help me. So between us, we'll try.
That's on the tongue. I also Jedil Matiba, Tatusha, the Jedil Matiba, so the Colon de Soch, Colonia Pochikuyores, Rava, Chikare to Karishana, Colonia Pochikuyores, these are numbers of Colonia Pochikuyores. Take a nickel got a digital, and Magasem Jeton, Jeton, the Lana Mebayanda, Bazu, Sanjay, Comboto Bacha, Teach the Tari, then Cousin Nojate, Senela, Rosso Sogatani, Contata Vignoleci, Chego, years or so, Takalon Tanichi goddess.
And in Buddhist practice, it's a very crucial that you need to generate proper motivation and intention. So tonight, when we receive a teaching and discuss on Bardo and Kusum Lamche, it's the practicing the three bodies of Buddha. So we should generate proper motivation and intention preparing that you are receiving this teaching for the sake of all living beings and for the benefit of all the living beings.
아이다 그서 람체의 고숨 생각되다 시이 고숨 람지 고숨 아니 데비 고숨 생각되다 그서 참바서요 그래서 대노네 다당으로서 단단한 가르쳐 주시는 시이 고숨한테 정제 때는 시이 고숨한테 대 정제 때는 람지 고숨 정제 데버 때는 데비 고숨 생각되 용거요 대 송사 가르쳐 간데 조조 정해야 돼 아니 시이 고숨데 시이 고숨자데 아니 가르쳐 지 치와 아니 제 바동 아니 제 제와 대스무텔 제 코스무텔 타니 타비요레스.
So the tonight the topic on the teaching is and in Tibetan it's called Kusum Lamche, and I think it's roughly translation is practicing the three Buddhas, the body of three Buddhas, and it has this could be divided into foundation and a path. Shije and Lamjirwan, she Kusumjit and Lamjirwan.
아니 제 코스무텔 제 코스무스네 나로서 타마반 치와다 타마베 바도데 나 타마바 제와 스무텔 제 코스무스네 타니 타비요레스.
So in the foundation, the basic, the practice of three Kusum Lamche, or the three Buddhas' body into practice is it's related with the death, birth, and Bardo. It's an in-between state.
다데 단다 정야래 단다 바다 나로서 체와데 다가제 타마베 체와 레녜지 체와 아니 바도 데라이 레녜지가 붙더니 바도는 로와 체와 놈바데요 레녜지데요 그래서 다데 아니 람지 코스를 봐주고요 그래서 타만바를 마통바 아니 람지 코스를 주고요 그래서
So what we trying to the practice is our current, this present, the situation, the circumstances of birth, and Bardo is an in-between state, and then the rebirth, transforming into us into a path, or the spiritual path.
대송다다다 대종알라 알레 타마바 체위를 받에 하고 그거래서 타마바 체위를 받에 대양 되는 거로서 타마바데 될 제동을 제네텔을 같이 주제 대제 공안리 세워서네 제네시요래서 대노네 단단 나로서 종야데 내가 셔데 나시고 온도신에 되는 좋은 그거요래서 대송다 나시든 체위를 받에 나로서 내가 하마거나 안에 정도데 하고 그 말에 대다 알랭엘은데 나시 체위를 받에 게 프로세스 마시고 is.
So the first this stage is we need to aware and we need to familiarize in the process of death. Yes.
Yes.
No.
다단단가로서 된지 이상딩이 닌거네로 지로이是吧 남문 그런 배도 거하야 세 남문 그런 배도 거하야 세데 아니 남문 생에데 차차와래 거로 생에데 라마래 배도 거하 정배요 아만 정배요로 차차요래스.
So I'm reading through the text. It says so here is prostrating, paying refuge, paying homage to the Manjushri. Jambeang, right?
Yo tell the chance on the Takariche were the Jonge sing it at Tamabi Chechu Patos at Jongo, Jonge tell Lamji Kosum, and then Lamji Tadako Kosum, and it is Jon attending David Cosa Toga, Aletanda Jonge Tandangaro, Tamabi Gatane, Chevado, Padodon, and Chevasa de Joga, Tin on the Tambo, the Tamabi Cheva, the candidates, Cheribite, Chego, there's some time I also Tanda de Nation, Tanda Cheneshe or Chenesha, Nache, Zushe, Cheche, Longa de Shevas and the Cheneshe or Cheneshe or the Nashe, the one that Shena, and the Ramaj and the Chegoyor, Ramaj and the Chess and the Garuso, Gabi Ramato, Ramaj and the Yungoyor, Zushe to Tsuna, Yamdol Chedoyor. I got an over to the Kangalo and Yamdol and Guado. Nache, the Nashe Latane, Chewy Ramatella Tata, and Dino Yungorella. Tombo tells the Cartalendino. Rapani should Rapanianga. I don't know Rapanianga, Taptin the letter of Pumonga, Pumonga, and then come she such a melu. Sure, and then she true, said the make your own body, age only by the Cheche true, and then Yulna said, Zu, Da, Tri, Ro, Rejanga, Agodarava, and then she did Yishinga said, Melon Yishi, Yoni Yishi, Chi Yishi, Chadra Yishi. And the Soto is the Jidiji Shingayon. There's not the Rabani Shutanga, Abuzum. Rabani Shutanga.
You can see one.
Pumbongache. Oh, yeah, the name Tom Shiche. And the Shenche Truche. Yulungache. And Jidiji Ishinga, Tetel Rabani Shutanga Sugar. Rabani Shutanga, the Ramaja, the tunnel, Chukaway or Mato. 아니 지자도 터네 쳐야요. 맞지? 대조그래라 다다다 가르려 주시는 아니 수지 표모가 있는 수지 표모 하고 살아봐. 아니 시리즈 멜론 이시세네가 멜론 이시 아니 사이컴 아니 미게 원보 단도되는 가로서 다들 레레레는 말은 다만 아시 공투데 럼바전의 처그래라 담보 아니 미게 원보데 과도요레스 미 원보 과다데 가로서 다단데 제가야데 가르려 주시는 가로서 마모바나 쳐도데 다 쳐르데 소소소도 모시비 쳐데 모시소나 당한 쳐도고 뇌소네를 더 거로서가 아니 라물을 파자 도요 대이다 담보 아니 미게 원보 강같이 먹어야지 미게 온보 통게 되라 가르게 미에티고 수 못통게 되는 거요. 미에티고 수 못통게 되라. 디디가 미게 수 통거야 말에다 안 좋은 놈을 갖고요. 어때 이당 알아서 내박에 잘을 내 내박에 잘을 되는서 소소 내가 이나 그거 맞아도 저다와서도 쉬마다 하고도 그래. 가르게 주저는 담보 미게 못통게 되는 거래. 미 못통게 되는 미게 온보다 타는 거요. 근데 되네 갈래 전에 되네 그자시나 안 좋은 담아 공게 되는 거. 되는 내용 뭐다 하고 들어봐. 아니 뒤죽을 나구는 정말 먹통게 되는 거. 되는 내용 뭐팀 팀세는 뭐다 하고 들어봐. 뭐세는 팀세는 빠져 배자노르세는 팀세가 요래데 남의 네바데 심말라 포왔다 보이다 지금 팀세가 요래서 너무 미게 온보된 뭐도리라 아니 미시지 좀 못통게 되는 거 요래봐. 미시지 좀 못통게 되는 거. 들이 아니 미게 온보된 뭐하러고요래 아니 뒤죽을했더니 안좋은 담아 공개되는 거래 안좋은 담아 공개되는 거래 아니 나의 못한 거 하러고요 대니 되고 뭐야 되라는 거래
so this is when we're talking about the death and Bardo state in between and the rebirth so this is related with the what we call there are different forms of taking rebirth. So the beings we were reborn, taking birth from the mother's womb, It's one, and then it's called Turkey. It's the beings, living beings is I guess produced from the heat, and also from the egg, and also from the Turkey. It's like it's like a Turkey is like a magical, mystical. I think it's a mystical. And arises from the mystical. So if my translation is not too clear, just help me. So this is the Khen Rinpoche's the talk is based on the beings who were born from the mother's womb. So the process of the death is talking about relate with us. Like a human beings who were born from the mother's womb, and then the first step is we need to be aware about the process of death, and there's a number of dissolutions. So the 5 aggregates from Gonga, and Kamshi is 4 elements, and Keche. Talk is, I think it's 6 sources, and Yulnga is 5 objects, and then Yishinga is like 5 wisdom. So from related with the 5 aggregates, it's the first dissolutions when the person in the process of going to the death is the first dissolution is the eye consciousness. The person would lose the vision, and the vision become a blurry, and slowly will become completely completely blind. And at that time you will lose the sensation of sense of this vision, but you can still hear the sounds, and you can still hear the voices. So when you're dealing with the patient who is about to die, and at the first process that you will notice is the person will lose the eye consciousness, the vision. Okay? But the patient can still hear and sense the other the senses.
다 당긴 가로서 라바니 시탄가를 대장다 주제 편보 턴도래는 주제 편보 가노래는 예라도 라바도 더서 강간로는 소소소도는 농화잖아 차른도에 농화 용거야래 차른도에 농화 용거야래 주제 편보 틈에 따라 안도서 강간 틈에 따래래래 용거야래 틈에 따래래 용거야래 제가 주제 편보 틈에 따대라 아니 주 예라도서 차른도 와도 내가 지금 조보 영어출은 와도 되는 용거야. 그래서 수지 편보템에 따라. 안에 단다되래. 제대제 멜론 이시 템에 따라라 당게 되는 게지. 가르쳐 그럼. 메가 사보 못 통화체. 다 메라라 저 자원노지 세보 못 통화체 용거야. 그래서 하고 들어봐. 다 되네 단다되 가지고 사이 컨텀에 따라서 리사오도 시원 답이 농아 용거야. 그래서 제가 또 단다시에 그야 가르래도 저로서가 니시가야 저세대 하고 그거를 마도 내가 드니 따다서 소소소 못시 받지니 아니 제가 소소소로 따대 차게 되는 아니 그쪽으로 쏘았다 그거는다 아니 개조 야보지 제거요나 되는 그만 제거요나 제가 하고 말 배도 가까이요 말해 말봐 내가 전에 속에는 내조 받아서 너 녀석은 게 더속 제야래 그봐 대다 단다 수제 편보점에 따라서 아니 연락도 차를 놓여 놓아 용거요 그래 아니 리 녀충 대기 조자 못 통에 되는 용거요 그래 그봐 아니 제대제 메모이 시스템에 따라서 미라로 질레봐 세번 못 통에 되는 용거요 그래 아니 사이 컴퓨터에 따라서 리 상호도 지원답이가 리 상호도 지원답이가 농아도 용거요 그래 그봐 아니 미게 온버점에 따라서 민제 좀 되마 미 마 좀산의 야동부터 야동되는 마저부터 민제 점문에 봐. 어떻게 용거야. 그래서 어때서 아니特别大的大都是我喜欢结果的。
So this the tonight discussion is it's very important, not just to take it as in an intellectual, but it's related with the individual, your personal practice, and also through this training, this will help to aware when you are taking care of some your loved one or patients, or when you yourself are going through the process of death. So being aware about the process of the death, the process of the dissolution of the, first, here's Rakpa. It's like a grossal dissolution, and then it becomes a subtle and subtle. But here we're talking about in the first step is the eye consciousness. Is you lose the with difficulty opening your eyes and closing your eyes, and slowly. This is the physical, sign. But in turning, what happens is the person is losing the vision and he can't see, and at the same time, and then me on what nyam jendishu will na on what wali na on nyam do what one.
Na yon bo nyong do le me je zo me ba. Ya dong wa do ma zo me ba. Me je de me lo yi to do le ani ani dan da ka do me li la.
No, me.
Me le ba. O je de me lo yi to do le me ra do je le ba ta ba. Se bo to mo to ma. Ani me ge on bo ta ge de le me ma zo ya dong wa de me ba. Ani sai ko ta ge le sa wo de xie wa ta ba ji ba. Ani rong je je de be zui de tumatan wa do le ani li zhang dong nyang ne li nyang chu chu de de no yo de是 an do da na de so kan ge ge nang da le mi je da be no wa de yong go de so kan ge ge nang ge da xio de ba nang ge da de le mi je da ba mi je se de le ga ro so da ni me ge je do che ma cha wo che ro de de ji yong go yo de ba wo sem le de ne ge nong wa ji yong go yo de so nang ge da.
So there's also a physical dissolution and also dissolution of the consciousness. So at the where you will experience losing the the eye consciousness, the vision, and the difficulty of opening your eyes and closing your eyes at the same time, and likewise, like then slowly you will lose the nose consciousness. You lose the sense of the smelling, and the testing and test, and like likewise, and you will also your physical body itself will also will become weak and feeling like it's sinking into the ground. So these are the part of the physical sign of the dissolution, but internal sign is you'll see like a mirage. You in the heat summer in a desert, you'll see a mirage in the distance. So internal, the vision is like you're seeing a mirage.
다 티니 바텔라 테네 달라 피몽가 농데 초와라 소에 피몽 텀베 따텔라 아니 소소소소 텀베 따라 초와 데디 돈여서 대토요 말에 초와 대와 주나다 용화 주나다 돈여 주나다 제야요 말에 소에 피몽 텀도들라 하고 살아봐 어디 용거를 대래 아니 대돈여들 단다대 용거를 봐 이제디 전년이 시생에 년이 시생에 텀베 따라 셔다서 용 초와 데디 돈여서 못해 맞대 했어요. 아니 제 컨텀에 따텔 가르르 좀 카쳐동 아니 도동 진동 차동 커와노 공로고요 공모래네 가능노는 대 정말 요매게래네 공모래노고요 그래서 디디를 제 컨텀고요 그래서 아니 나요 엄마 텀에 나요 엄마 타가르바 엄마 두는 체체 두는 나요 엄마 텀에 따서는 신혼게 다티고요 말에 저기 다도 농게 다 사만년에 티고요 말에 아니 정지 이제 디비 다트메 따서는 나게 놓는 나질을 우다 용거래 우다 되면 로요 나요 뭐 더더니 로지 제다 더노를 오다테 문주와레스 하고서는 아니 계속 관계가 너무 다되라 더왔다비 뭐는 심판이가 용대야 농와시 샤용요레스 계속 관계 주되라 너무 다되라 더왔다비 농와시 샤용요레스 어때 자들라 아니 소소 좋아도 조회 공부도 나요 공부도 계속特别 다래서 디디데 모시바 제고요 더왔다비 농와시 농다테
So the after the eye consciousness, then the next the step is the dissolution of the nose consciousness. You 나용 was it that tin meter what thing
말해
I'm sorry. Sorry, it's a hearing. It's a hearing. So the second step is you lose the hearing. Consciousness, ear consciousness. At the time you lose the hearing, grosser level the sounds, and and then slowly you lose the subtle sounds as well. And at this time, these are the physical sign of the dissolution. The internal sign is you will see a thick smoke. And during the an eye consciousness, the internal sign is a mirage. But the ear consciousness, when you lose the hearing, and the internal, the sign is you will see a thick smoke. Okay. Notice.
다 뒤지선 표본하는 내시지 표본 니도 다송아 조지 표본도 소유 표본 니도 다송아 다 내시지 표본 내시지 표본도 더 들어서 던로를 안에 단다테레 파마도 예들라 소발 대못해봐 대도 못쟁이 되는 거요레스 파마도 되는 소소가 비비달라 소발 되는 그 대못쟁이 되는 거요레스 안에 제디제 되는 소도 이시가 텀비가 따되는 안에 파마라 수비가 되네 안에 단다테로 민못쟁이 되는 민못쟁이 되는 거 동보디가 대못해마도 이바디가 민못쟁이 되는 거요레스 안에 매일 대지도 매일 대도령도는 매일 카운터는 매일 그 텀비 따서 리지테 야네 리지테도 매케레네라 안에 사두라 소바테네 이제 도고요 말레스 하고서라 자투 지위 네반용 바레스 안내에 오면 텀비 따서 다다 나고네 데 노도 더바시 다데다다 하고래 나고 노네 노도 야 더바데 쳔보 칼레스 마슈 쳔보 나고 노네 야 아니 칼레체네 하고 살아봐 쳔바데 뭔가 또 슈 쳔보 가르레 주시는 마슈 쳔보도 농을 루강으로 쇼노노네 와가서 시고요 봐 제가 야데 때다 맞은 때가 요마를 마슈 쳔보도 되게 가서질 렐루데 루토야 메노 테니체로고요. 뭐 대소라요. 안 좋은 얘네 내가 좁어 되는 거 잘을 되는 하고 도고요. 야 때제테 리모트 뭐 테니체로 테니체로 다 셔다래. 테니체로 봐. 어디 농도 양문 받대. 주주도 마동 받대. 리모체 그거 그래서 어디 대도 그래라 단다 데려 봐. 네 원부特别 다래서 나 이거 다 텀바스는데 눈을 빼잖아. 강을 텀바스야래. 다된 거도 배 다래서. 안에 다다 데려와 로지지 리비 저 텀베 따서 저 시험에서 공연 총고 야마 저 시험이나나 아리나 그 총고 야마레스 안에 대노지 노다서 카노 따버서 카노 매체 하고서 심비 매체 따비 같은데 농와티 주고 야레스
당내티 이 제설 I miss a little bit during the dissolution of the vision of the eye consciousness, it's also the your physical body will also decay or shrink and become weak. Then it's during the second stage of dissolution of the ear consciousness, when you lose the hearing, and at that time you will also lose the feelings, the feelings of pleasant or unpleasant or neutral. So that's also comes together. It's simultaneously you will feel that way. And then the next one is it's the eye consciousness and the ear consciousness, and then it's a nose consciousness, okay, and the dissolution of the nose consciousness, and so at that time you have a difficulty in breathing in and out, so it's a very especially if you're dealing with a patient or sitting in front of a patient, you can sense and you can see the person is having difficulty breathing in and out, and the breath also becomes very short. In the inhaling, it's probably it's very difficult to inhale, but exhaling it just goes like automatically. So that it shows as a person it's very near to death. Okay. So these are the physical design that you can observe. That person is going through the dissolution of the nose consciousness and relate with the smell, and then the internal sign is you'll see fireflies, right? Is it called the fireflies? So in the process of dissolution of the consciousness, the eye consciousness and the nose and so forth, there's also simultaneous dissolution of the 5 elements, like earth and water and wind, and then consciousness, and then after that there's appearance, 3 appearance. It's so-called nawa. So the first appearance is like a full moon, and then you will experience now a Malamba is like almost like a sunset, sunsetting. Then after that it follows, it's like completely dark. Okay. So now the Nalaman, the one you don't know. So the last stage is like, you know, after the sunset and it becomes, you know, a dark. It's in here I think it's you know, we're talking about when you become in a complete dark that you can't see anything. So this is the kind of the appearance that would, you know, person will experience.
Oh, that Chevagesa Seliores, Chevagesa. Yato Nalom Bigisel, Chevagesa Sele, Chendo Yorava, Chendo de Tandato, no matter the Canalo Longado, at a Tedo Yondolo, the Tangaru Nanjo Bayana, Tedo Yondolo, and Damatapate Parka, and Chevagesa Singete, Tamapatela Matova, Tony to Velo Jagor. Te Lamdigi. Chawachika Segor, Lamdiji Chawachi, Tanangaro, Tamapashanoya, Tavarum, Jediji Chawarua. Tate, Chendorella, Kanga Gondo, Tedo Yondol, Pangondo, Tedo Yondol, Ranjiji Traba singing the Parkatona, Najo Betenio Lechegor, Tedo Yondol, Pena, Zumatung and Zu Demataba the car, Dabating and Dad, Ranjiji Tabaka. Tomatung and Ranjiji Tabaka, Tenita and Mate, Tamachawaga Satation, and a Lamdiji Gasala, Tony to Belo General. Say that Lamdiji Gasasimor. Naruto, Tamabi Chawagas at the Lamdiji Gasala Jugu, or the Tejibi Cheta, and then Charito to share the Yorba. What then Koroso Gumajagar.
So actually, this topic is quite advanced. And also, if you can spend some time, you know, studying thoroughly, I think it's very helpful, not just for yourself, but also when you are helping someone, you know, your loved one, or dealing with a patient or person who's about to die. It's very powerful and it's very effective. And then, you know, when we talking about all these dissolutions, it's seeing the physical sign of dissolution of the eye consciousness and so forth, and then internal you'll also experience all this appearance, like, you know, like a moon appearance, like moonlight like appearance, or then sun setting like appearance. So it's a completely dark, and all this appearance when you experience this. For the practitioner, you know, those who are highly realized lamas, what they do is, you know, they practice this in daily. It's part of their daily practice. It's almost like you're reviewing through your process of the dead, every day, and it reminds when you're going through the dissolution of for example, dissolution of the eye consciousness, and then it's not only you experience the physical dissolution and observing the internal dissolution, but also at the same time the practitioner also sees that the object itself it's an emptiness, it's an empty nature. Okay, so when you see in the dissolution of the air consciousness, you in the physical, seeing the sign of the physical dissolution, and then experience the internal, sign, and at the same time you see this, it's an empty nature, it's an emptiness of, air consciousness. So like that, it goes on, and at the then after going through the stage of the dissolution, and then there's a point that the practitioner the focus the consciousness on the empty nature. So that this is what it's so crucial. So this will help you to going through the process in the transforming your state from here to the next one and in between. All right, that makes sense. It's all okay. All right.
Chawagesa, Tenica, Tigesa tell my gesa, my gesa. Chawate Sulina Kangalio to tell my gesa. How we sang the Tomani Sengatel of Puyugesa, Tate, my gesa tell the Puyugesa in the part Seto. Part 10, and it tell Lamjagesa Jogo, as a tell Lamjagesa Silio, Vesa said the Tony Mire, Tumani Mire, Vesa sing it. Chawagesa said, tell you some more to Mire. You know, Chawagesa sing it and my gesa said, my gesa said, and also Shadongi Kangal Yore, tell my gesa said. Huh? Puyugesa sing it, and Tony to below tell Segore. Tony to below. What I tell you, part to sooner, and they call the Chaval and Mugiri no Yores, but then you mean, and then also Gomjaya in a Tejaku Yores.
So it is very crucial and important to be aware and to understand the process of death and also applying the wisdom of the emptiness. You know, when you're going through the process of the death. So when you combine these two together, being aware about in the process of the dissolution of all these elements and physical elements and internal appearance, and at the same time you are applying the wisdom, understanding emptiness with each step. So combining these two is a crucial. It's a main practice of you know in the Mahayana training.
No Kalomba, Cheva Malomba. Yato Nalomba, T. Jugo, Gesas Yungo, Tenaro, and Ye Kudilla Yungo, and then Jongo, Ye Kudilla, Ye Kugala Motella, Noa Kalomba, and Cheva Malomba, Yato Nalomba, Tejas and Ye Gesa Yungo. Yatanga Lama Cheva Tomato, Tandaraso, Ye Kudik Nikas and Jongo, and the Chewy Nikas and tell her how was to Teto Marva, and then Jamajagina, and then Jamachi Yundilla, and then Tatas and sort of Teto. 이 규딜라 용거야. 정말 저도 세면도 강간으로 취드네라. 이게 뭐시 비틀을 야도 그거야. 누도도 강간으로 누테메도 강간 취드네라. 머니 루야다 이제 마다 이간 통거야. 이 규딜라 대통거야. 대통거야 대 내가 너와 칼로마도 제와 말로마도 녀도 나로마도 대주께서 이 지가 사태 용거야. 대단한데 정원에 이 지가 사태는 정원에 대해서 정원 대보래요. 가르쳐 주지는 주위 내가 쓰는 아 롱메바 대래로 대토요 말았어. 저 대이다 단다 이 그대라요 찾아와지 용거요 그래서.
So we have discussed about the appearances and different stages of appearance, you know, like appearance of like a moonlight, and then the sunset, and then complete darkness, and then there's a clear light. So this can be, this can be related or experience when you're going through the process of sleep. Okay? So there is a little bit like right before you go to sleep, it's like almost like a moonlight, and then slowly goes through like a sun setting, and then when you go through the deep sleep, it's like a complete darkness. And then there's a clear light when you awake. So this is a very simple process of dissolution that you can practice. You can apply through the process of sleep. So this is a wonderful chance, a wonderful opportunity for us to practice. If you wait until you die, then unless you are highly realized practitioner or lama, it's too late. So this, while we sleep all the time, right? We take nap all the time. So this is a wonderful opportunity, just go through this, process of the dissolution and just, yeah, I think maybe this is,
친도를 가르래 주셔. 가르서 넘바시 봐서라. 넘시대 아니 니카는 데를 미시비 텔레싱에서 알아. 팔레 토비가 고아카보도 말레 토비 마보시 이거 미시비 텔레스네 유가 드세시요. 그래서데 뒤는 저러고요. 뒤는 저러다 나 통해 놓고요. 하고서 니카를 판 터로이다 나 통해 놓아야 돼 뒤에 뒤는 딱 공학 세나다 제마 그거나 시와. 뒤는 판 터로야 돼. 뒤뒤쳐 놓고요. 그래서 ting에 제가 저는 통할라 모델을 되는 놈아 칼로마도 제가 말로마도 그래서 강아도 맞아도 요구요 그래서 다탈 저는 파타로 하자데 나 통해 놓아야 돼 되는 거요 그래서
강은버디는 많이 거래.
메셔도 때 칼로마도 내내 마도 말로마도 내내고 다들 타도 갖고 되려 봐. 네네. 대니 파 저도 저를 가고 가져 세수가 어디 다 대막 제주대 손을 통로 되거든. 대요 저는 파 그래서 대로에서 나 통해 놓고요. 근데 디딜 쳐서야 돼. 단위 되는 용도로 그래서.
So this practice is also related with the channels, chakras and channels. There's the white drops, descending from the crown to comes down through this heart. So that is like when you have the experience the appearance of the moonlight. It's like a moonlight, and then there's also red drop. It comes from the tip of your cigarette organ. It rises upward and goes towards your heart. Okay, so at that time you will experience the appearance of like a sun setting, okay, and then when the two drops meet at the center of heart, and it's almost like they meet each other at the center of the heart, then you will experience as a complete darkness. So it's dissolved. It's called indestructible seed. So it's dissolved into the subtle consciousness. So that is it's in terms of the the Buddhist practice. It's regarded as the dead. So this is pronounced as a dead. Okay, not in the medical form, but in the Buddhist practice.
No, that is, and you get Mississippi Telenola, Kazane, Guyana, Ted Nanella, Tinnika, the Lude, Gutusawani, Jagayo, Mares. But take no much big Shambachi, Lunsigar. That thing I was on the dealer, Marvel Lulina, Shibayana, Koro, Shambachi, Lude, Shibayana, Koro, Shambachi, Lude, Shibat and Joyat, Kara, the Kusha, Lude, Lunjo boy is at here. What is that? And Shibaga, you know, she was Shambachi, Lude, Gichu Jagayo, Mare. That takes Gichu, the Java, Sogarilla, and it under Tetegar. That anything, and Yeto, Tan Tomo Yeto Lagos. Ladon the Turgarilla, Mother Cities over Tomo Yeto Lagos. Yeto the Tur. And then Yeto Jeta, Chaba Malumba. Anything no Makalumba, Tejas of Bardo Kabachina, Padilu to Turgares. Yeto. No. And then Tangi in Zoda Tomo no Makalumba, Chaba Malumba, Yeto Nalumba Yaba, Yunju, but all you do the Sogaita, Bardo Turgarilla Tomo, and Yeto. And no Kaloma, Tene Cheba Maloma, Tene no Kaloma, Tejas of Roger Jechi, Tupas in the Tangar to Toba Rabatos Turgariores.
So, at the time of the process of death, you will experience three appearances like a moonlight, and then the sun setting, and then complete darkness. But during the time of the Bardo, the in-between state, so the first experience is complete darkness, and then you will experience like a sun setting, and then you will experience like a full moon.
Zume come some and comes a raw retreat second. There comes some your then, there come, so come, a Zume come some, and there come to Zunkan the chicken in a Yinjimiji Padogar. Zume call the chicken in a Padogama. Padogama, lots of shades in the shadow. Tenda Dangato, Pado said there, Deba, that is so you meet us or shade or Raba, Pado singer there. They come to Zukoni Shena, and the Pado took her mother Jena, the Zume call the Shena, Padogama. Bardo told the career Tangi, you give me till no ship part, and ten no city, Shamachi will do Tuesday, Yoga de and Yato Noloma, the Chaba Maloma, Noma Kaloma, Tiji, the Roji, two patas of Ramaj and the Chunilla, and the Padol Chegores.
So the Bardo state, the state of Bardo, it's it could happens only with the beings in the desire realm and form realm, and the formless realm. So there's no Bardo state. Okay? So it's only related with in the desire and form realm, and Bardo 깨닫는 condition. Bardo 깨닫는 condition.
Bardo 때도 세명의 세세니 되고 배제제 내치 그래 내제다 거예요. 그 가발의 세계이나 팅을 Bardo 때 용거요. 그래서 아고다로 매일 세계이나 매일 Bardo 되고 가래 나를 세계는 다이 Bardo 때 용거요. 그래서 그러봐. 아니 돈도 세계이나 돈도 Bardo 때 용거. 그래서 내것도 솔로 Bardo요. 어때 용거. 대노 Bardo 늦어지네. 여다가 말에 그런 거 시험 페이지에 간이 써요나 지금 용도는 Bardo 들려요. 그래서
So this is how the state of Bardo comes about. So in the desire realm or the form realm, and the karmic, which are actually it comes through the force of your karma. So whatever the karma that you have accumulated in your previous life, so this will design you in the state of Bardo Bardo itself, right?
다 Bardo는 지다 양은 왔어요. Bardo들 할 레빅 등아 냐라로 쳐발이 등아 쳐와서 Bardo로 용이요. 그래서 가르래 되잖아. 거로 집어는 두 서치 매봤더니 거로 집어 아니 배 지도 전주고 되네 야야주 마마주 거로 가발래요. 자와지네 하마고네 아니 바디 지도 양아 왔어야 될 거로 가발래요. 자와지네 하마고 있다 야야주 마마주네 배 되네 전에 그 등아 나서지 용거요. 그래서 Bardo.
So during the state of Bardo, the in-between state, so it's the beings will go through a tremendous turmoil, tremendous confusion, and feel completely, isolated or lonely, and completely confused and disoriented.
Bardo 생각도 코로를 용 제발 가려가지고 온보 거송아마도 미샤고나나도 농아나나도 공바 창조나나도 라바명에 들이 자원이네요 말했어. 하고서는 Bardo 코로 온보 거송세를 강가 총아 차총아지요. 아마도 오마 총아도 들이 자원이네 용거요 말했어. 근데 대요 Bardo 대요 주제래. 주제 나시 말해. 코로 레치도 저 용거를 고마도 아마도 들이 그거요 말해. 대도 주제래서 하고서는 아니 레치도 저도 아버지세요. 그런 가만 로그도 써나요. 아니 깨지지를 내놓어요. Bardo 생각에 깨지지를 내놓어. 레지 저도 저저 주도 된바 이세 하고서 그런 뭐 생각나 가르쳐 주시는 공부가 총화도 아니 레지 저저 된바도 그러봐 호텔이 지어res
So the state of Bardo is as Khen just mentioned that it's a complete chaos and a confusion and disorientated and feeling pain and suffering and feeling lonely. Probably it's very miserable in experience during the Bardo state. But the Bardo also about in terms of we have discussed earlier, there are different forms of taking birth. A birth from the mother's womb and from the heat, and then it's also from the manifestation. It's like a mystical manifestation. But the Bardo comes in the it's not really magical, but it's a manifestation from your karmic karmic makeup. So whatever the karma that you have, then the Bardo comes about, right? Sorry, since it's manifest from your karma, your previous karma. So wherever you feel like travel, maybe that's good. Maybe wherever you feel like travel, you'll get there in no minutes. So maybe that's one good thing in Bardo state, I guess. Yes.
다 바둑이 체제의 샤디래. 바둑이 체제의 샤디래. 다 샤디 내는 청해요 야래다. 리타텔의 샤디마도 되고요 말이스. 대매야에다 아니 체제 샤디다. 샤서도 체간을 나미가 바둑이 접어대. 다다 머리 쇼바이는 메기 주비도. 아니 샤디도 서도 체가텔라 샤샤마 가리나 되고 넘바 이세 드니 빼자는 뭐고요. 대타와니네 말이스. 하고서가 바둑은 넘바데 샤와샤마 가바샤와래거나 되고 넘바데 마도 아니 셰가 예래도 셰가 문에서 셰자야 빼자 뭐고요. 도수 타와니네 말이스. 그런 샤와샤마 메레 셰가 있는 메이가 되데 넘바데.
So the lifespan of the Bardo is 7 days, but sometimes the Bardo, ends his or her life before 7 days, or maybe in a couple of days, or 3 days, or 3.5 days. But the lifespan is the maximum lifespan is 7 days, and so whatever the rebirth that the one is going to take place is. If someone is going to born as a human in the next life, the Bardo has aspects, has a Bardo milkewa yina ni mig number. Okay. So if Bardo is going to take a rebirth as a human form, and during the Bardo state, it has a human aspects. If the Bardo is going to reborn as like a cat or a dog, and then the Bardo also has its own aspects.
제제 샤디다 코른 쳐거들라 용은 이제 종종의 쳐와마도 가로서 대노지다 테레존의 쳐야 사원이네요 말레스 그러고 컨트롤 종조산의 셔거 뉴스 컨트롤산의 고셔거 대이다 코른 이제 종종 문에마도 셔야요 마디우스 데네 테마세 그 코로 바돌레 요바데 코로 하마고 이다 테네 파야 주마 주 테네 손에 당가로서 배장 가셔놓을 바도 못해 생각되는 누가 바도 못해 등에 치료 같은 배전기는 요래 바도 못해 대우 저로 바도를 시비 따이 대우 바도를 시비 따이 이제는 다 바도 못해 그 배자요 그봐 오대 바도 못해 쟤는 다다 마셔고는 내는데 이래서는 대 바도 시비 따르서는 대시에 그거를 만나 저 다래서 바도 못해 쟤나 이 편도 셔다 용어요 말해 용어 말봐 대다 다 알랭 가로서 단단 제대로 샤 디체 그래 샤 디레 데 체리타데레 로바 리타데 샤 디레 대행에는 천로야 천와 대용터네 이거 존중은 천와마도 되네 해례지는 천와 다와니네 뭐です.
So the lifespan, the maximum lifespan of the Bardo is 7 days, and when the Bardo dies, it dies with it's a complete, anxiety and fearful. So it's quite a miserable, experience that you go through.
다 봐도 어디 그런 제왕감의 리더 통나요. 아니 그좀 대화체 사이다. 아니 그런 리 소소체도 그런 뒤는 슈데글로 사와니네 용거요 말해서 그런 통거요. 제왕감의 리더. 저래도 되게 리 소소글로도 아니 뒤는 유대절로 사와니네 셰거요 말해서. 아도 소신에만 다 리치요 봐. 어때 그런 통거요. 통거요 하는데 되게 리 So
during the Bardo state, also can relate with you or one's past physical body, and also reminds you of whatever the form that you had, whether it's a human or any other forms, but the Bardo has no desire to going back to the past form. If it happen to be human, and there's no desire to be desire to be taken rebirth as a human. So this is which shows is the state of Bardo is a complete in the confusion and disoriented and very a painful experience.
단다 되게 바도와 되게 단다 가르고 단디는 다 단다 다르게 저하게 사고 대선에 너시디가 다 제와 레그를 가바 가르는데 주시는 세발로 포스지 제바지 와라 봐. 세발로 제발에 제바지 와라. 대응하러서 다 배장을 제자 전에 냐와시나는 근데 마 포르고요. 그래서 노시데 우네마 하고 저러 드리서 다시 해요. 여다서 제나 칸에 포르고 그래서 노시데 당하러서 코바노 요아자 니네 파포가로 봐. 파포가이다 야와나 제나 나한테 지대 베케자고 그래도 우고네 마 포르고 그래서 아니 아니야 여다를 제나 칸에 포르고 그래서 아니 단도를 제나 주친 지마도 자네 포르고 그래서 하고 저러 봐. 아니 뭐시나 미네 포르고 그래서 미네 바노시 노시 쇼로를 파포사데 아니 레벨 하시나 대완에 파포노고 요래서 아니 어떤 드니스니다 주메 주고고 하시나 뭔손에 포야죠 주메데 시나 시원에 파포노야 다 빼자노 드리시요 그래서 노시 쇼로를 파포도 드시는 거 봐. 봐도 개차 말이다. 노시 쇼로도 파포야 돼 하고 살아 봐. 야만의 시가 이나는 안에 단다 대우 쇼로네 안에 여다의 시가 있는 칸에 더돌의 시가 있는 드치로네 머리시나 미도 대라시나 대와도 더네 단다 가리고 주고서 시나 뭐서 주메데 시나 시원에 포와데 대자노 드릴 수요 그래서 노시 파포사티
So at the time of taking a rebirth, the subtle consciousness which is at the center of your heart will exit. Okay, so this is how the 가수래 시바 바텐도 or
더 파태야 돼. 냐라는 시에 있는 부분을 마태로 그래서 여달의 시에 있는 단다 가리고
알레로스.
여달의 시에 있는 단다 텐도 진도 아니 칸이 칸이 뭐지? 아니 단도 시에 있는 대치람네. 아니 뭐시나 미네. 레벨 하시나 대완네. 주고서 시나 뭐소네. 주메도 시나 시원에 파태로 그래서 땡 알아서 이제 되는 일이 개짜래. 알아서 가르쳐 주시나 근데 포함도와 포화가 동아 자리가 포화자대야 돼. 이주티 이렇게 자리. 포화자야대 내내 유기 되고 대대도 노시 야도 그래. 야도서 살 시그레스 되게 시그래. 야. 근데 그러고 되게 제게는 다 레르라 말레키서나 괜찮아요. 그거. 이제도 포화자야대 대다 되래. 내내 유기 되자 노시 내내 야포는 그래. 야포는 살 시는 그래 시그래. 그런 먹이를 또 쳐보사자는 살이 아시고 말아. 야라 마시는 맛도. 얘야도 되게 괜찮아.
So so at the time of taking the rebirth, when the consciousness exit from the bottom, from the secret organ, I think it shows that the sign is so you were born in a lower realm, in a hell realm actually, and the consciousness exit from the crown of your head, so one will reborn in like a god, okay? Not a big G, but it's a god. And but in the tradition, in the Tibetan tradition, it's you will ask the Lama to do power, help the diseased person to exit the consciousness, and usually the will help the Lama. The Lama will help through the power ceremony, and help the person to exit the consciousness from the crown. So this is a tradition, but actually it is a completely relying on your own practice, your own karma. So Khen Rinpoche just said, and if you have accumulated a negativity, nothing but negativity in your entire life, no matter how powerful the Lama is going to be, Lama who's going to perform the power, the help to exit the consciousness, it's not going to help you. So it's very much to do with your individual practice, and you are the one who's going to save you, and you are the one who's going to help you to go through this process. But having Lama as a Lama, if you have done the practice, and then asking the Lama to help you to exit the consciousness, then it makes sense, because you have done your job, and then the Lama will help you to release the consciousness to take rebirth in the next one.
Okay? Bardo watiga karevo. Cheju kane chiware chejuna, ane mai Bardo wate suda dane karse karota. Bogu chuju longa galo se tenisi yisi gore. Tachi de neba mare mato sheba longa lemba de loche lemba tabi parasa tere. Ako sarva tetu kur pose cheju de sheba longa lemba de loche lemba tabi parasa. The
physical, the appearance, the size of the Bardo is, according to the text, it says it's a child aged between 5 and 10, so that is supposed to be the size of the Bardo.
Deji, 다 본세지 쳐봐야 돼. nombe cheba chade. Ngendro Bardo wa solo chawan na bo tol tiba no ji. Ako sa nombe cheba chade, kadu cheba mare. Nombe cheba de ngendro ta yawa to yoda to no yo ba. So Bardo de chawan na bo jomba ta bo seres. Ane dendro Bardo wa to nombe ka bo tol to wa ta bo se ka bo res. Yus nomba. Ne so wa to so de na bo. nombe nomba. Ane dendro wa to so de ka bo shawa ka bo tol ta ba ta ba.
So the physical size of the Bardo is a child aged between 5 and 10, and when if someone is going to take a rebirth in the lower rim, and then the aspect is complexion is dark, and the aspects are dark, and then if someone is going to take a rebirth in a higher rim like a human, then the aspect is a bright.
가도 그 제발 가도도 가르래 주시나 단다데래 단다디고 가도 그 제발에 냐외 바도데 안에 시동보 매个 钱 나버려 청제 너도 매일 집 받다 보지 있어 하고 저러냐 냐외 바도데 안에 여다제 바도데 쳤다 봐 자중내 종의 지어레스 안에 그 던지 바도데 도와다 봐 더변도 다 봐 하고 저런 걸로 맞지데 안에 내vel 하도 매일 바도데 가도데 세르다 봐 세보 안에 주컴베 바도한테 가보 나 좀에 걸어 바도요 말아 주컴베 바도한테 가도데 가보 레벨 하도 매 바도에 가도데 세보 어떻게 가도가 잡아야 돼요 알아 뉴스
이다데
여다게 쳤다 봐 쳤다 봐 나도 쳤다 하시고 쳤다 봐 안에 들이 바도한테 도와다 봐 안에 레벨 하도 매 바도한테 가도데 세르다 세보지 주컴베 바도데 가도 가보 무이다 봐 어떻게 가도가 잡아야 되는 뉴스.
And the Bardo also have a color coordination as well. If someone's going to take a rebirth, it's in the hell rim, so the color is like a charcoal, and one is going to rebirth in a yidak or the pitria, hungry ghost. The color is like water. And if someone's and someone's going to take a rebirth in an animal, the color is like a smoke. And if someone is going to rebirth in a human or god rim, it's like a gold color. It's gold. And if someone's going to take a rebirth in a form, sukikam, then color is white. And those who take a rebirth in a formless, there's no color. It's a colorless.
아테니 바도한테 바도 걸어서 농배서 리텀 받더니 매일 바도한테 매일 바도 통거래마다 연야에 바도 전에 통거 말해 리텀 받더니 아니 대는 매일은 다 라이미 노바다 바도 dem바더니 통거래마다 전다 서지금 통통이야 말했어.
So in the state of Bardo, there are so many different different Bardos, where someone died as a human or died as a animal or as a god or anything. So the Bardo of human can see among each other. I cannot see other forms like the Bardo of the cat or animals.
다들 그런 가르 쉬 가르요 그래서는 아니 바도 같은 거 자가 도제 팔로를 두고요. 도제 팔로도 표현으로 두고요. 말했어. 아니 많이 인가들 두고요. 많이 인가들 그런 쉬거도 소나 쉬 두고요. 막 대니 마도 집안 가리지어나 판로 춘도네 잡아되네 도매래. 도야 자원이네요. 말 파치도 자이나다 가리나다 저선 자원이네 도바 매바 저 두고요. 그래서 다 가르를 두고요. 그래서 많이 인가 나는 예토 자가도 소나 로토요 말에 대도 아니 자가 도제 대대로 토그레 세르다 라마서 대수가 가르데 도제 팔로데 표토요 말에 야 도제 대세레 도제 팔로 고리 이세가 티다 대표 토고요 말에 마도 아니 가라 이나 저 라와 콘체 가르데 이나 판로 친도 드니 제토요 그래서 그러
So Bardo can travel almost almost everywhere. So it's like can go through walls and metals and almost everything, but except the mother's womb. And according to the text, it also says the underneath the Budgaya. So there's it's like a diamond something. I guess it's a diamond. So this is what it says in the text.
Otherwise, condition doggy or education, Hagosan, Rosaji Chavate, Rosaji, Hai Pato, the Chela, Delichini, Doggy, Hai Pato, the Yachun dog, May Pato, the Pat Teka doggy. And Nendoya Pato, the Gotun and doggy or that's how you usually see Papa to make. Shows you the dosing.
So, the way way the Bardo travels is the human Bardos that travel like us in a walk straight, and the Bardo of God and will walk and like it's almost like a flying straight up, and then the Bardo of the lower rings it's always walking downward.
That's one thing. The Tenic Pado tell us the Shei Pado, Shei Pado. Shei Pado is that longitude joga, longitude jugadilla, Tani, and Chawage Saga, the Negas, and also oh, Seve Tatu Pay gets us, Seve Tatu. Big as I think it's what big as I said, Tony Teshu to be Lochirva, Tony Teshu to be Lochire, and they take Shambachi Luton, and a Lungan Yeleton, and a Karungo. Seveta de Pig as a Koroga, Hechi Shebala Tenetene, Jamaica Dungo, Jamaica said Dugar, Teletane, Padon Longa Secretary. Julie said the Tayichi Ronji Lichi Sad Dongo, Longe Pado Secretary. Tanda Naruto Tamapi Padorva. Ate Longe Padon, Jagger, Julie Dugar, Julie Serilla, and Tony to Belotiga, Shamachi Belutiga, Yeleton, and Saint Hechi Shibala Tene, and Lisabachi Dongo, Julie sings to go. That Julie tell a Kadiseko was a name. But you live on Dada, she did. That could have Longe. Or Tenichi Dongo, Tanda Tamapa and Padon del Patonge or Mare, and Longe del Patongo, Longe Patongorella, and Jelila Tongo, or Jelly sang it, and Tony Teshu to be Losenada, Seveta to pay, get us in the Tangano to Jolo Chinjo Tabare, T. Shamachi Lutiga, Yeleton, Sanji Heche Shibalatene, Lisabachi, Molochi Lino Jisi, Laborata, Jamili said, Hotel Jelly said.
So this is up to now. It's we discuss about the dream not dream Bardo. So all different aspects of the Bardo, and then at the state of the Bardo, then the highly realized practitioners or the high lamas, they what they do is that they at that time they apply the wisdom, understanding, emptiness, and transform into like a dream, like a dream like yoga. Okay, it's a dream like yoga. So this is through the wisdom, understanding the emptiness, and applying the state of Bardo, transforming into a dream like a yoga. Okay. So it's called a dream like yoga. Okay.
Tanda tiga Bardo la maro ate jeli le dong to sona ane cheta la sonje be chabre jeli le dong to sona setela sonje be chore teni shawa le go yo mares ako saraba juli le don to sona toni to be lo tiga shaba chebe ga yotiga nyele don senje leje shebala tenela ane ta karchakar 이제 롱제 질리 따버치래 다 걸어 이제 롱제 질리 따버치래 어떻게 질래 소나 안에 체대로 손제로 요레스 안에 텔레 샤왈레 그요 말레스 어제 이다 당하도 타마비가 안에 바도데 이제 롱제 질리 세나다 질리를 파제 토가래 대절로 질리를 잡아라 알랭게를 쳐와게 사가 안에 돈이도 벨로텔 공바야 포치 제고요레스 대 공바야 포치 제네라 디티네라 테니 질리도 그요레스
So it's a very crucial and important, that we need to, study and practice the concept of the emptiness, the wisdom understanding the emptiness, and then applying through the practice of the stages of death and the Bardo, and going through all the process. And the dissolution process and all that, and then applying the wisdom, understanding emptiness with each state and each dissolution state, and through that, you were able to transform into a dream-like yoga. It's not going to happen without any effort, but you need to practice for many years, not only the concept but also applying in your daily practice. You're getting familiar with the concept and putting into practice, and then only you are able to go through the process and realizing that, understanding that everything is empty nature, and then transforming into a dream-like yoga. And then, one will, there's a chance that one will become a Buddha, at one lifetime. So this is how the process goes through.
Rabata Padol let Sarva, Padon Tichava left to Carres and also Tamapayan Padol Shet and Padonati and a Shesil Tichava Legurva, a Shesil Tichava Lenela, and it Rocha Yandu Shelola Subatanil Sugar Yore, Roba Rocha Yandu Jota, and Lela Sugar Yore, 10 Nojiga, Lamjiga Taylor, and Matabi Jamaica Taylor Latane. Jamaica la nela, and it was not so cheap, Hartonella, and the Jig Tesha, telling Petty Chumares. Hakosano, Jamaica tell Nela, and a Jeteja Commandava, Damada, Teti Coraso, Tetota, Jeteja Commandava, Tenel Part, do pet over. Pet over, Gilite Deja, and it's a watch it Nella, Jeteja Commandava, Pandonella, the Jag Tesha, then no Jig and also. Tama Batica Pado de Pal, Shesil Pasha, Lenela, and then also the Nocha, Yadu Shella, also what they take your rest.
So during the dream-like yoga, there's you can also perform a number of activities during the dream-like yoga, that you can travel and give teachings or doing a number of spiritual activities during the state of the dream yoga. Bikuluka this one. And the
Lamje make us Jilly. Tama Pain. Oh, Tene Pilata, Jilly Lezone, Jilly Ledonetene, Tavanato Tenela. The Teshe and the Tan, and Namato Sanjay Ores, and that Tama by Yen and also Padonipa, Shesil Pachawa Lenela, Tanema, Lena Tuchistan, the Korajan, Shavalan and Dogores.
No. So, if someone's in a highly realized practitioner or the great, high lamas, and who at the time of the dream yoga, you will travel in different all directions and giving all our virtues activity or giving teachings or helping countless peoples and at the same time you are completely one with the empty nature. So there's so you are able to reach or become enlightened or the Buddha in one lifetime. But for the ordinary person, those who doesn't have any familiarities or any experience, so it's nothing but painful.
There's what I think is not so that because no jet the share Gaya Carrier, John Guy, the Jonet and Moshi got it, Jonet and Moshi Vala Chovado, and a Pado Toledo, Padon Peshaval, Sotosuno, Yapochi Quachago, so they Yapochi Quachasuna, and Jamal Longi Costa de la Dogres.
So I think I'm very glad that you have chosen this particular topic, and it's a very serious topic, and that we all can relate it, and it's very important that we spend some time to study and practice and understanding about the process of death and dying and rebirth and the process of all the dissolutions, and then the wisdom which are wisdom, understanding, emptiness, applying through these, each, stages, and through the very end of the, like a dream, like yoga, and performing all, multiple, the virtuous, activities, and so this is not just like an intellectual sake, but it is a very serious and it's a very important form of the in the Mahayana, the Tantric, the training.
Danny at the three cheese, the color is the Chorosola Kale Kabo, you give Baratea or Kale Kabo as use, Chorosola Telejo Kale Kabo. Teidange Ale Tenichi Shagi, only Chorosuga, and Tava Karatoya Yona, Tavato, Choros and Deva Karayona, Tenala Torochi, the thing is res, Matotan Dintonel Tatri.
So if we go detail in each every steps, I think it will take much more time, and so we don't have much time. So I'm going to end the session here, and if you have any questions and comments, and so you're welcome.
Tandangi share Junuli Tawatena, and then Namji Choroso, Chukari Chegoyana, Tinili Tawatena, Digre Karatana, Digre.
So it's not necessarily the question need to be related with tonight's topic. So if you have any questions related with your personal practice or anything, okay, so I'll try to answer.
I have a question. So Rinpoche has mentioned, if we practice this topic every day, it would definitely help at the moment when we experience the death. So my question is, can we practice like Rinpoche has taught tonight? Just simply kind of a review all the stage, and kind of imagine that every appearance.
And the Khen Rinpoche and the Tinma Usonam Jetsun Lobsang or the Kasurin Mansu Misha Chejova, Gondan Jova, or the Jigma Kasur, the Dishma, Titur Besson.
And no. Going to Tangan Lava, but I knew 많이 그걸 가르쳐 그랬는데 루트스 강가로는 체르체 따와지도 루트스 강가로 놀아야 되고요 그러봐 근데 너가 이제 다때 안에 나와 칼로마도 제바말로마 얘도 너는 간이지 용어도 될 따야 돼 시라 개체 물어봐 대가로서 단다 하고 도구만 해 하고 도구만 가로 손을 동거요 돼 하고 도구만 돼 가디 용거 연하 손에 이게 llama shebuto mataso gale ni jinde ka so lojo che se de kanon gudu ni de ngaro so kadi na ni ku ku yo wa ni ku de la no ka lo ma do cheba ma lo ma ni to no lo ma so yong yo res de tal ge sa chi yong yo res de kane chi yong gudu ta de kong ba che de chira ke che mo de kanon gudu de da aro gala de ni kong ba che ge yo de kadi yong ha ma ko ni ku de sa sha dus
actually the process of meditation, the visualization, I have given you the very brief meditation process. Actually, it's a meditation process. The lamas, the teachers, and they encourage, us to, practice that particular during the state of, sleep. This is very practical that we are very accustomed with. So if you could, go through the process of all the dissolution at the time of your sleep, like the appearance of the like moonlight, and then the sunset, and then the dark, and then the reverse. It's like so you go into the reverse as taking rebirth, like in a complete darkness, and then it's like a sunset or sunrise. Or then there's like a clear light, a vision and an appearance. So I mean, you don't need to do. Make it complicated, just do the very simple. I try to do the simple one. I'm only able to do this the simple one. So this is what the Khen Rinpoche is, I think, suggesting to just do the simple one, and then you can build up slowly. But the more you become familiarized with the process, then it comes, and instantly, so simultaneously, the process itself will come one after another.
그래서 강가를 배도제대 알레 돈이 또 배다와 전화다 최도제 랑제지 트비 동마 예바텔 소로셔라 또 그거 대동소나 저와 지거래 받도록 그래 저와 또 그래 강가를 뒤가 다다 제도게 그래서 최도제 랑제지 트비 동마 랑제지 트비 동마 생한테 그래 수치라 마티바 롱에서 자와진에 요 말이야. 수치라 마티비고 주지잖아. 대요나 아니 랑제지 트바래. 그봐. 아니 랑제지 트바인도 소주자야 요 말이야. 그거 가르쳐요나 대야 약가르마도 요 말이야. 근데 진짜 뭐지 손노도 아니 아텐데 최도제 랑제지 트비 동마 레산도 아소도레선 전에 손노도네 조거제나요 전에 야보여. 동물의 제거제야 돼. 시다 개체물이. 저러면 제가라 제거돼 소고 수요요. 봐. 제와제야 돼. 근데 저거 알레 고야데 전에 하마고 그네 대미 자데는 나 통해야 돼. 근데 그거 텐데 티티 리바 뭐 그래 tellambe네. 제도제 라제제 트베 또마 예마데 근데 tellambe제 그 리바 뭐뭐요 봐. 뭐뭐요 리베 잡고 텐데서 치트 차치 텐데는 도제 제메 텐세세도 담마나요 라제제 트베 또마 돼야. 근데 그때는 내가 소소소소다 돈이 또 마토나 다 텐데 레샤 소소소레소나 텐데 소소소소 대리 제거에는 빼야 보여 그래서.
I almost blank in my mind. the young son 등에 백제시야.
만에 제도제 랑제제 트비 동마 임바텔 전체 몸보지 손으로 가래서. 제 전체 몸보 손에 텐데 세물 아데다 랑제제 아니 랑제 트비 동마 임바를 손으로 동마톤 랑제제 전나 쉐 가는데 대단한 이거 알아봐. 근데 랑제제 트비 동마 임바텔 전체 몸보지 손으로 돈에 텐데 랑제제 트비 동마 레타 이 타제 레사 두소소레소나 네 조거체스. 맞제로 뭐체 제거돼 소소요 그래서.
Now I remember, in general practice, it's probably you're familiarized with the two types of meditation. One is it's called the analytical meditation. The other one is a stabilizing meditation. So this is a very very much related with this, the practice of death and dying and the stage of Bardo and dissolution. The first the analytical meditation need to be familiarized, and you need to not just in the concept but also in the actual the process itself. So you go through and to be aware about each step, each stage, and then it's combined with understanding of the wisdom of emptiness, the empty nature of each stage. So this is a very crucial. So once you have have spent enough time on analytical the form of practice of meditation, then it comes stabilizing meditation. Is like a shamatha meditation. So single pointed meditation. So this is it's a step. So one need to follow through this step. You cannot jump into single pointed meditation without having any understanding about the process and the nature and the aspects of all the dissolutions and the empty nature of each steps. Okay.
I just missed when we do the dissolution. So like the moonlight, the sun setting, we go down, and then for the Bardo we go in the reverse order. And then when is the if I understood, imagining like that you're going to a Pure Land or getting teachings or giving teachings or something.
Like a dreamlike.
The dreamlike, yeah. Where in there is that?
Oh. And then, because as a nilang, it's like a dream like yoga, right? And the title and the now Kalamba Malamba Malamba and the show and you met now. Who said what? Was it and the show?
We are some Jilla Tang, and also Tayina, and Chavaka Sakujilla, Tamabayina, Paton Lokawa. And then Namadilla Yena, and Julie singing the Melo, Chili, Najisi, Toya. Hotel the Tonella, and then Julie the Don Sadella, and then Shechego, Setella, and then Sonja Topi Chowder.
So it's the dream of yoga comes after the clear light, the appearance of clear light.
Sorry, I have so many questions. My question is, why is the moment when the white drop and the red drop meet together at the heart? So, because I have heard many times about this teaching, and I always heard of the moment when the white drop and the red drop comes together at the heart, there is an indestructible mind there where the two drops will meet together. But I don't understand, why is that moment so important to us?
Why the important? Oh, the moment of the
meeting
two.
Yes. Why when the two drops meet together is very important to us.
And the deal was because of the 지원이 막 가서래 집에 넷이 가서 들어가고 또 스마일 인간 많이 오더니 가서래 아니 지금 산에는 야 가서래 집에 마음이야 이제 인간 가지고 진고 가져야죠 봐. 진짜 가져야지. 아니 가서 개체물 쓰기도 돼 가르치는 쓰기 어려서
가져야지 개체물 쓰는다. 가져야 용에 되고로 개체물. 가르쳐 주시는 나로서 담아 봐이나요. 샤왈레야도 강가로 뛰는 지래 그거래 차야대서 뛰는 반도 그거래 근데 나로서 단다지 라마딜의 자기나 자메카 도야 돼요 뛰는 지 동거야래 반 돼야 돼요 뛰는 거 그거래 대거로 내정이 코로니 가야로요 고수니 가서 자그요 말해 알아봐 내가 나로서 샤왈레 사태요 뛰는 지 내가요래 아니 첼로 사태요 뛰는 파고 대 이제 미지 그거야래
So this is actually the process is a natural. It's through the karmic. So for us, it's important to realize, be aware about the process. So the white drops in the descending from the crown and to the heart, and then the red drop right coming up to the secret organ and towards the center of the heart, and then me. So the process comes by the force of karma. It's a natural process, okay. But for us, it's being aware and then practicing through your meditation. So that is it's crucial for us.
Question. So you mentioned that for analytical meditation, in that type of meditation we apply analysis, where logic is a big component of that, right? So then, if we practice this kind of meditation and actually we get used to it, at the time of death, we mentioned that there's a drop. If I apply my logic correctly, then there's a person watching the drop coming together, or is it, because at that point, is that us? I mean, is that our entity? That's our consciousness that's seeing the two drops coming together, right? That means there's another entity watching it. So my confusion is that the two drops,
Whether it's actually happening or just
it's just another third entity watching it.
제공관 단다 갈수 그래 단다 르버티베디 갈수 그래 알레 콤바 제오레신 송버반 콤시 제오레스 단다기 지금마 갈수 그래 팀베리 마다 지여와 단다 갈수 그래 단다 지디 텔레카보티 지원이 마 아베타 디누마보티 야 갈수 그래 산년이야 갈수 닝가야 유네 지여와 다딩만주 갈수 그래 알레 제공 내가 딜로를 차고를 딜고 맞춰고를 지금 송거와 지당 말한 줄 가수를 12년 것들 딩원에 두수고를 오늘 거란티 연구여를 양 알아서 딜가수를 일 제점을 다들 간대지
내내 연구여래 내내 연구여래 대 단단히 공부가를 마도 연구여가 하고요 말봐 하고요 말 등원에 대 연구여래 대 연구여가 한번 거기다 대 연구여가 단단히 손을 두고 해서
So the importance of the analytical meditation or getting familiarized with meditation, particularly with this process of and the death and dying and the dissolutions and the process of the white drops descending from the crown towards the heart, and then the red drops and arising from the secret organ towards the heart. It's not just the imagination. It's actually happening at the time of the death. So once you get familiarized and you apply the analytical form of meditation, and so what really helps you is at the time of the death. At the time of the death, when you go through this process, and then you will not only aware about the process, but also if you happen to also have a better understanding about the empty nature, the wisdom understanding emptiness, can also apply the not only being aware of the state, but also apply the empty wisdom aspects. So this will help. This will help go through the meditation and understanding the emptiness, and then is transforming into like a dream-like yoga, and can stay and also performing all the dharmic activities. So this is an actual form. Okay. Is it clear?
It is. I understand that part, but the part that when it's actually happening, there's still an entity seeing the two drops together. So there's an object and a subject still not merging, right? Is that?
I think what we need to understand here is we're talking about we can feel it rather than see it. It's like so that's what you got to understand. It's not about visualizing or seeing it, but feeling it.
Oh, feeling it.
Yes, that's what it is.
Okay, but when we feel it, that means there's a feeler and there's a feelee.
Yes, that's your consciousness.
This consciousness is one, right? Okay.
Thank
Thank you.
So is it?
Yeah.
Is it okay? So everything becomes one. Actually.
One.
Yes.
Okay.
So we need to wait. I need to wait a long time to get there. I don't know about you guys.
Tomo yini padi yini me ba made mini ya ba ga ma to tanda ngaro su go ja se tel yini ma ga to mani ya yo to sonu to ga ya yo ma ngaro su ronchi se ya re ma kanga ronchi se ye ke ma shi bi tile se ne ronchi se ya re tomo to tene ma yo re ba mani ya yo re te tanda ga du yina te sonu to ga ma re pana yo ai ta sonu to ga ya yo ma re.
So so actually it's the meeting the two drops. So it's always there. Actually, it's always there for us. Is getting the familiarized and going through the process of all these stages. Is so this happens at the time of the death. So having familiarizing and doing the meditation and the practicing will help us to going to the stage, and then you are aware that you are getting at that stage, and you are not attached with the stage, but seeing that everything is empty nature. So this is what okay.
The point is getting the empty. The point is realizing the emptiness.
Yes.
Not so much into analyzing.
Yeah, I mean that's the. Yes.
Under what conditions, most rebirths occur during the first 7-day Bardo. Under what conditions are there rebirth in the subsequent Bardo states?
바도기 체제디 니마 된송 로안 다 가시야 니마 되는 양 개월레마 또 제한테 마 다디 가져서 봐도 좋아요. 그래서 뭐
사실 제 것或者这些个这个经济做这些的那现在是年度的是这俺都是这一段的那他人都定个人的其他人嘛都要么什么些注重的慎重的要的吧原来用俺都说个当年对的前面我都多年当俺都说俺们监督都说的这数的呀的对的的说的俺都去这个呀的对的那这种俺嘛这的俺们人家本来找这个书가르를 주시는 네 봐도 노야 메시는 제가는 노야 메시는 수요요 메도 때문에 제사 오시네 아니 이제 제제마 제요 말아 봐 유도도 제제는 맞잖아 봐도 그걸 대저서다 티시에서 가와 있는 주는 로가로 도야요 말아 봐세네 되니 저한테는 요아래 대다 제가 너는 노야 메수요요 내가 뭐 그때 너는 노야요 봐요 수요요 노야요 봐 수요요 하고 살아 봐 바로서 유도도 그 게다 또 첨부체는 도로야 요아요 수저 대마세 가라 도야 매나요 알아서 시세더니 깔래 가고 있는 요번에 배치는 게 당에서 노지 받을은 지도 용아 양아와 뭐뭐지 요아에서 될 요번 시세더니 손은 teacher the this suya the chuche ya the tenilus goya dus this roba dire debe on the tonel tesogore.
As I mentioned earlier, the life span of the Bardo is 7 days, and so in many cases, and the Bardo will take rebirth within the 7 days, and sometimes the Bardo couldn't find the compatible whatever the karmic rebirth will go to the next 7 days. And goes on and through this 49 days. So 49 is I think it's the maximum, the lifespan of the Bardo. So through karmic, one definitely find a compatible rebirth within 49 days. And in our Buddhist tradition, when somebody died, and we observe a weekly prayer service and go through the 49 days and actually say helping through the prayer, helping the disease to go through the process as peaceful as possible, as comfortable as possible. And then, so this is also a very not just a ritual or tradition, but it's a very crucial.
Yeah. So I had a couple of questions. The first set is with the 7 to 49 days. So somebody is in a Bardo state, minimum of 7 days, maximum of 7 days. But then you move on to the next Bardo state, and so on and so forth until the 49 days of maximum. Who are the people who get to choose that they want to move from 1 week to another week to another week? How is that decided? That's one set of questions. And the second set of question is, you said that in Bardo, we have certain aspects. If you were to be born as, say, a dog or a cat or a human being, you have certain aspects that you already see. When is that decided? Is that at the time when the separation happens from the current body, or is it at what point that part is decided what you're going to born into? I do understand that if you were to born as a human being, there's an anger or a jealousy factor when you look at your potential mom or a dad in a population and so on and so forth. But say if you be born as a dog, who decides that? I mean, how does it really work? Is it something that can be explained, or is it something you call it imponderable?
Clear about this. Bardo is doing gentlemen, doing which are doing those this suit has a lesson. Tajing in Sudes that the human doing the manage or what? No, the
Papa told me no way in yet on this occasion, Pejano Suja. The teaching a Soja in the Donna, your machine, usually. The Nick Guman then a test or what. Not also Pena Cello Java Yinayo, Jangel Shangadua, Jado Tese Jangadua, Jangel Shangadua. Then we go to Tete and a short dish away or you never should know no cigar. Telepath that they told me, Omar, call legit or they could have telepath they told me, Omar. Then Papa told me, saying Egypt, Anderson, Suja, or send.
So actually, there are a very extensive collection of the Buddhist literature debate on this particular topic, on the dead and dying in the Bardo. But the who decide the 7 days and then moving to the next the 7 days, it's all one's karma. So one's karma is the one who decides, and I think who makes the it's almost like makes the judgment. and also goes to whatever form of the rebirth that one will take place, so that is also very much to do with one's karma, and yeah.
Is the consciousness of the person drawn to the appropriate rebirth in the physical world, or does the consciousness of the being that's existing in the Bardo, do they manifest or create the appropriate rebirth?
Could you repeat that again, please?
Does the consciousness of the person in the Bardo, are they drawn to a birth that is occurring in the physical world that is appropriate, or does the consciousness of the being that's in the Bardo, do they create or manifest the correct birth that they will be born to?
Kewa len chorwa, kadun neba da kewa kadun ngi me da mi na kari kewa len chorwa. Di kewa len di kalsugre, badun nega gatin kalsugre, soso chike, ani kewa da mandalo kalsugre chike, dinge chikena samsara chechin dig lo pamba dig dig yorbe, nandi maimbe chike chechin dig yorbe da kandes chesi.
그 so de da ngame lechi to chile yorba. 얘나 요 바둑에 내가서 소소소소 그 대대샤 말아서 폴레셔야도 몰레셔야도 바딘데 가서 대샤 바딘데 가서 아니 몰라 차서는 폴레셔고 폴레 차서는 몰레셔고 저도도 매일 토야데 그런 것만에 레사사자 뒤토지 셔요래 봐봐 좀 보도 못해 셔야데 조조서나 마주되다 차지 재생에 바둑에 내가서 아니 폴레 차서는 몰레셔데 몰레 차서는
in the different the forms of rebirth, it's actually it's based on one's own karma. We have accumulated thousands and millions of different kinds of karma, taking there's a potential of taking rebirth in all different kinds of form, but it's also related with at the stage of during the Bardo, for example, like whether one will take rebirth as a male or female. So according to the text, it says at the Bardo state, one attached towards the female, then you will reborn as a male, and vice versa. So this is what at least in terms of the male and female aspect, it's stated in the text.
대식이 다들 말해. 많이 다단 넘블린데 응원에 돈에 저러서 뛰들 하고 그래라. 근데 챈들의 대시 정에서 마도 세와셔만 로야가 다들 정에서 셔다도 겸보래. 근데 저러서 응원에 돈에 그 이고 리피티네를 다친 제대 저 그노세나다 대전에 내패와 셔다가 가고 슈스. 그봐 대마세 다 알라마세 바르마체 저러서는 뱀이 쳐들 안에 제조대 주사래.最差一站的预先给的交流是个结构的嘛，但那么这把结果预接头个嘛的嘛的吧，那么这把接头木木人的，应该可能刚刚的在哪个了，那么这把什么这个交流说呢，我那做那个切的面的接头的最吧的吧，切的面的接头的最吧的， 最差的，我最差的，他学生的छोरो सो के चेक कर मा तो लमा सेवा का जो चेक तो के मारवा ते इता छोरो सो मने तो ने दे पे बात गारो की ना गाबो सिंगा ना तीसे मते मा तुम ने आरो सो चेक तेंदा पाती ते से तो ना या पो यो सारे ते ना ला तीसे यो मारे छोरो सो ला तीसे यो मारे गुंडा मा तो तीसे यो मारे ते इता तारी तने चीज तो चेसे ते मने तो ने से ना या पो रे छोरो
So we're going to end this session here, and I would like to thank the center for inviting me. I have visited in several other, FMT, centers, and which is headed by Lama Sopa Rinpoche, and it's very fortunate that Lama Sopa had, established this center in this area, and I think you should you all should take advantage of coming here and receiving teaching and doing your practice, and also with the topic, choosing this particular topic. In general, everyone's busy, busy with your life, and making plannings and plans, and making plans and making monies, and busy with all different karmic, activities. But tonight, I think it's very appropriate, with this group that we have discussed about, planning for the next, life. We discuss about the stage of the death and dying, and the Bardo. It is a very profound practice, and I encourage you to, spend more time to study. And if I have more time, and I would love to spend more time with you guys, but and you guys don't have much time. You only come in the evening, and I don't have much time this time. Maybe, hopefully, some other time, would like to come again. And so, thank you very much.
tani 저로서 단단 노지가 최대서도 야보 제로지스 봐 단단 노지가 아무 바이나 최대서 야보 제로지스 나로 송에네 얘나 저로서 최대 야보 용야가 안면로 공시시 자가 있어.
So I will, pray for your, the individual practice, and to enhance your, your practice and study, and then from your side, I think you should also, take a time. And I know life is very busy, but whenever you have some free time, please do study and practice, all right, and do something good.